If we recorded what we say off air, I think that'd be more gold than what we do on air. Welcome to the Stack Exchange.
Did Mo just plagiarize me?
Yeah.
I did.
Hi, Georgie.
Hi, Judge.
Judge. Mo, whatever. Me and GM will do this one. You sit this one out.
All right, guys.
You're used to it.
Good night.
South Korea.
Yeah.
So, Division B. What are your thoughts so far?
Really? That's the question?
Yeah, exactly. We argued early on in the season, and it's becoming more and more apparent, that Div B, out of all 5 divisions, is the best division.
Who argued that? You and Mo.
Yeah, GM
Wilson and I.
Welcome back to the Stack Exchange.
Who are we?
It's we. We're a quartet here. GM, Eagle, Kirak, and Mo Conner. This is the second to last episode of the Stack Exchange for the year as we gear up for the Final Four weekend for Division A and B. Let's dive right into it. I really don't want to talk about this game, but we have to. It's on the list. Maniacs Legends. Legends win 46-36. Corey Pecker, 7 TDs. Rafa Balaj with 5 TDs, 1 INT. The storyline, though, is that initially this game was not going to happen because of lack of players for the Legends. But on the insistence of the Maniacs, they play the game and they lose by 10. Buyer's remorse for the Maniacs on playing this game.
Well, I spoke to them. Well, Tony said that they shouldn't have played and taken the forfeit because everyone knows Tony. But Rafa wanted to play it out. I mean, personally, I would have played it out, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I would have done. What would you have done, Mo?
I would have said, look, I'll see you in the Final Four. R&D.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. They did what they did, and they lost. Too bad. And they lost with 5 guys. It was close till halftime, and Legends had 5 guys. It's ridiculous.
GM, why do this game in the first place?
Look, they're all adults. You can make a decision. I don't think it's fair to say, do they have buyer's remorse? Of course, everyone is going to say, yeah, I'd go back and change it in a second. But they stepped up enough to want to actually play an actual fierce competitive game against the team. So they allowed Darnell Lovelace to play. I think there's no need for buyer's remorse here. It's more about what football is about, just sportsmanship.
I know that we had the Pan Am Games last week. Is that what it's all about?
I don't think so necessarily. I think it's more just having respect for your opponent and wanting to just play a fierce game.
So Corey Pecker throws 7 TDs. What can the Legends take away from this game, guys, as they prep for a Goliath in R&D
Nothing.
this Sunday?
Nothing.
Okay.
I think the better question would be to ask someone who's not on R&D.
No, but like
He was there.
You
saw
played
I know.
a depleted Maniacs squad.
It's
who,
fair.
Like you guys had 5 guys. You're just doing what you had to do. I mean, if your team shows up,
it's a confidence boost, and they move on.
Sure.
If it can hype them up enough to bring them potentially to the task of bringing down the Giant, which they're not going to do, that's awesome. It'll make this game a lot more competitive than just them dragging their heels. You can tell there's games where they're into it and games where they're not. Their body language shows that they're slumped over the bench.
Yeah.
They kind of drag their way in and out.
What's the line on Corey Pecker not showing up?
Oh, against you guys, who knows, man? I would say 40-60.
Well, I made a joke to Jeremy Cola after the game, and I was like, Darnell's not playing against us. And he's like, you worry about your team. So he was all pissed off. Calm yourself, Cola.
Maybe he needs a Pepsi.
Wow.
Maybe he needs a Pepsi.
Eagle? Okay.
6+R Hammer, Bearskins 46-18 with no Fred Vian or Marc-Andre VM. How impressed are you by the fact that Dean Dimitri was at quarterback and was able to put up 46 points?
Well, actually, I caught the tail end of that game, and Dean was on fire. From what you've told me, GM, he played for the 69ers. I've seen their stats. They're a good team, and he's a good quarterback. And the Bearskins are the Bearskins.
I think that when you gave Dean an arsenal of players like he had on this team that he was able to effectively throw the ball to, just pairing that with the fact that he's a very mobile, dual-threat quarterback, he can torch you with his feet and then just air it out 40 yards on the next drive. He is, without a doubt, the only person I would have expected to put numbers like this as a replacement quarterback in week 1 of the playoffs. There's no one else you can think of on any other team in B that would say they would do well as the potential halfback.
They were smart too, throwing it to Blanchard as much as he did.
3 touchdowns, 83 yards.
Oh, yeah.
It's
ridiculous.
When your finals MVP Justin Blanchard, you're capable of having the ball aired out to you. And you know that he's in the huddle right there calling for the ball.
I'm sure he is. Give him the damn ball. Yes, Eagle.
Did you say that?
Just want to mention Justin Blanchard.
Which time?
All-Star MVP. That's all.
Yes, he is.
He told me to say that or he would kill me.
Without the Viennas, though, how much confidence does this give to everyone else on that team, though, to say, hey, we can win without him, but now with him back in the line for Sunday.
They're definitely dangerous now with even more confidence than they had all season. Now, if it was you, would you keep Dean in for the next game?
I think you go back to Fred. Fred's the quarterback of the year for a reason,
I'm
right?
joking.
I know, but still, I mean, you never know, right? Look at Drew Bledsoe and Tom Brady.
Who?
Drew Bledsoe and Tom
Okay,
Brady.
you said it properly this time. Good.
Rocasian win 38-26 over the Wolverines. Phil Keller 6 TDs, 1 INT. No Eric Calvaljian in the game here. If Calvaljian does play, does the game have a different outcome?
Yeah, just closer. I still think Brocasian win.
I'm tending to agree there. Kavaljan brings a lot to the offensive side of the ball, but it wouldn't really have changed much more for
What about Rafi?
Rafi Pistachian.
Kazanian was not there. He was on his
Kazanian.
honeymoon.
Yeah, him too. He's Tony's check down guy. He's always when he played against us in the winter. That he went to Rafi, I think 7 or 8 times. And burnt us a couple times, but
So that's
You or
definitely
just the
food for
defense?
thought that this game
Come
would have
on.
been closer, but at the same time, had they been able to put up more points, it puts the ball back in Brocasian's hand again, which means that we might have even seen a higher score from Brocasian.
that or I mean, it seemed that Phil was on his game. If Phil's not on his game, giving them the ball more often just creates more sacks, more picks.
But Phil was on his game.
He
but,
was.
But how impressed are you that we saw a team output as opposed to Sean Brophy being the go-to guys? Jonathan Louis had an
I'm
impact
sorry.
in the game.
I think it was the guy that I said would step up in Lebowski who had 5 TDs.
I was going to bring that up right now.
No, but you said a team thing. It was the Lebowski show.
Yeah, Lebowski, Jonathan Louis had an INT. Everyone had a role in the game, though.
Mocon score kept.
I did score keep that game.
Do you live at Brossard?
With the bird, no.
No.
The bird was actually infringing on my territory.
Yeah. Are you upset?
No, not at all.
Oh, it's your song that's playing right now. Whip it. Whip. Let's go. There you go.
We whip it. Yeah, a little jerk on the twist. But I think it brings more confidence to the Brocasian side of things to believe that, look, we don't have to rely on him. We got Koloboski, 5 TDs. We have Jonathan Louis who can do his damage as well. Mark Prevost, all these guys had a role that, hey, Phil can say to himself, if it's 3rd and 10, I can look at someone else not named Sean Brophy.
I've been a bad luck curse this entire year for whichever team I pick.
Okay.
So I want Brocasian to win, but I'm not going to pick them at all. So hopefully they win.
You kind of ruined the last segment of the
Yeah, it's a
show.
good thing we're not there yet.
Yeah.
Was there a segment to that?
Preds won 26-13 over the
If you mess with Mocon's schedule, everything else is out of order.
Yeah, but this is like one of the last episodes. This is time.
It is.
a
Preds win
free-for-all.
26-13 over the Monstars. Ryan Mastership had 2 TDs, 3 INTs. Your boy James Floriani, 4 TDs, 2 INTs. Jacob Burnett, 61 yards and 1 TD. How much was this a gut check win for the Predators, given how they play up and play down to the competition?
This is huge. Now Floriani is going into his arch nemesis in Pease's team. Not Pease won't be there, but
We heard the screams coming from Hawaii directly from Pease.
Pease is coming. He's on that boat over the Pacific as we speak.
he's got a long ride ahead of him.
Definitely does.
Yeah.
As you're saying.
Yeah. No, this is definitely this is their chance at redemption against the Darksiders. This is the chance for Floriani to shove it in Pease's face. Let's hope he does it.
Tell us how you really feel.
I don't think you really expressed yourself there, Kirak.
No, I did, for the most part.
I think that noise said it all.
GM, looking at the Monsters, miserable ending to their season. They went 1-2-3, loses playoff game, so 1-3-3. I mean, many thought they could have gone to the finals, but this came out flat. No Ryan Aridi, which definitely hurt their
That was the key. I
offense.
told you this.
I know
you don't listen.
did.
It's fair that not only does Ryan bring something few other rushers can on the defensive side of the ball, but he's been a big contributor in the last few seasons on offense as well. And having that ability for Rod Mastrub to just air it out to Ryan or run those slant routes or those drags is huge. It's absolutely huge. And taking that out, you lose that killer instinct, that playoff experience that Ryan has. It's not just at face value on defense. It's huge.
And I don't know how he is in the huddle, but I'm sure he's a positive
Absolute motivator.
influence.
Absolutely.
Well,
He's
saw him
no
on the
Justin
sidelines.
Blanchard.
No, he's not. But Ryan was coaching up Stanley Milford on the sidelines with the Russian against Floriani. Darksiders barely escaped Raiders 26-25. Missing De La Rocca's hurt the Darksiders.
Killed them. killed them.
Look at the
Can
camera
I-
say it.
Can I raise the
Peasy.
question? Is it a big issue that they weren't there for this game?
Absolutely not. Maybe Duke,
Well,
but
they
not, but
barely
not Pease.
won by
What?
one.
What do you mean barely? Was there someone for Duke to hold in pants, like when he's trying to deflag someone?
Are you implying that Duke is a dirty player out there?
Yeah.
I'm not
Oh, yeah.
implying it. I'm saying everyone's like, Duke is a dirty player.
Let's just say he gets his share of flags from the ref.
That's
I said
pretty
the quiet part
explanatory.
loud and the loud
Loud
part
part
quiet.
It moved me.
Are you guys going to do
To
the
a
same
bigger
thing?
house.
Oh, jeez. World of Warcraft, guys?
Simpsons
Watch some
episode.
Simpsons.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. You want to go? Never mind.
I believe it was when The Critic came out, which was what year? 95? Yeah, you're around that time. Mid 90s? 95, 96?
It feels so weird that was actually a crossover episode.
It was.
Football.
Hey, Sherman, I realized you made fun of my movie.
Upon further inspection, these are loafers.
Playing down to their competition, was that the
We
case
just
in the
lost
Raiders
all
Darksiders game here? That,
I don't think so. I think it's the other way around. That we saw the Raiders starting to peak at the right time. They rode momentum into the playoffs. They've been a team that's really come alive after being mediocre in the regular season before. We've seen them win a championship that way. I think it's testament to how well the Raiders played in the last few games, not the Monstars slumping.
All right, coming up next, we'll preview the Div A and Div B games here. Matty Kirak will give his insights on why he believes R&D will win by 85 points. And we'll talk.
You're playing against Ben Gru?
Nice.
Find out if Ben Gru will play. Stay tuned here on the Sack Exchange. Calling the Audible has been brought to you by the English Montreal School Board's DEAL program. Distance education for all learners will allow you to obtain your high school diploma or prerequisites for CEGEP or vocational studies from the comfort of your own home. It's never too late to go back to school. Learn anywhere at your own pace and get your diploma. Call 514-788-5937 for information or visit www.distanted.ca for more details. Wait.
I don't know why 8. You just asking me why my game's at 8 like I make the schedule.
Welcome back to the Sack Exchange.
Why do you play when you were arbitrarily scheduled to play and had no control over?
Yeah.
I mean, really,
You know
why
what?
do-
That's the typical Mokan.
Why do we need professionalism when we have Mokan?
Of course. Let's dive into the Div A playoff matchups here. Finest Glads, 2 versus 3 matchup here. The Finest won both games by a combined score of 121-71.
Doesn't count.
No, it doesn't.
No, the last game was 67
It
points.
definitely was. On a scale of 1 to 10, how surprised would you be if the Glads were able to beat the Finest this Sunday?
3.
Really?
Look, you want to talk about the worst Finest roster ever. Guys aren't showing up this year. Kevin just pulled out that crazy game at the end of the season so he can beat Marco. Everyone knows it, Kevin, so stop.
Hold on here. I'll get your thoughts here, GM. So let's say hypothetically Kevin doesn't get...
But you asked me how surprised I would be. I wouldn't
I know,
be that
but hold on.
surprised.
Let's go back to the Kevin-Marco
Yeah.
battle here.
Yeah.
Let's say Kevin ends up with 58 TDs. And let's say ends up with 58 TDs. So what happens next? Does Marco win quarterback of the year and 2 of the year?
Yeah, he should have won all
Okay.
3.
All right, never mind. Back to your
All 2. Both
previous
of them.
point right now.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be surprised at all if they beat them. I mean, LeBeau, if there's any team that's going to beat them other than us, it would be the Gladiators.
And that's something that I mentioned earlier on, and it's more and more true. It's not a question, because you didn't ask how likely is this to happen. You said how surprised would
I
you
wouldn't be surprised. I would just...
If there is a team that would do it, it's certainly going to be the Glads. It's not going to be the Legends. Sorry if that was blunt.
Oh, no, you're very kind.
You're very
But
kind.
it's Frank LeBeau has the know-how. He has the arsenal in this squad this year. He has the capability to go toe-to-toe with the Finest. The only thing he needs to do is be perfect. And then from there, it's going to be a game of possession, whoever has the most drives. But
They definitely have what it takes to beat them. So
it's
I'm
just
saying I'm not surprised. I'm
How,
not saying,
it's just how likely will it be?
I don't know if
All
it's
right,
gonna.
so to exploit the Finest defense, then, is it on LeBeau to close out drives, something that he's had a problem doing in the red zone where he's thrown, I don't know how many red zone INTs this year?
Yes, but he's also been close to against the Finest with a couple plays left. It's just, I mean, red zone or just finishing out the game altogether. I mean, does nerves have to play with in LeBeau's arsenal too? Like, does he you get too nervous at the end of the game where Kevin's like ice veins. I don't know.
So what about the Flyers pass rush? They only had 5 sacks this year. I believe you had 5 in one game.
No,
Well, let's play along with that.
sure.
Does that hurt them, though, at this point of the year if they can't get
Not
a pass
against
rush?
not against LeBeau. No, no. If LeBeau doesn't move, the guy. I mean, as long as you're in his face, blocking off the center of the field, he's gonna have less options.
Right.
And that's all. That's all
However,
Mike has to do.
Come extra point converts or halfback plays, you have 2 other players who are equally capable of throwing a pass. You have Nadeau Putz and you have Paul Lapierre.
They only really, from what I've seen this year, which they might change, who knows, is they've thrown back to Paul, and Paul's thrown.
So
How much
food
of an
for
X
thought.
factor is he, though, Paul, up here in this game?
I think he's
Very
a
big utility
him
player
and,
on offense.
him, Jerome, and Nadeau Pughes for sure. Who's the rusher again? It's
Charles
Bergeron.
Bergeron.
Bergeron. Yeah, he's got to just get to Wyatt fast. That's his goal. He's not going to do much unless he gets there fast.
Better option snap the football. Talking about snappers here. Is it Kareem Bennett or Brian Lariviere, who played 5 games, and Kareem has played 5 games, so who is the better option for Kevin?
I don't really know who Kevin prefers. Karim was the original snapper way back when, and Brian was their snapper last year when he had the broken Hellboy thumb there. I don't know. I don't know who he prefers, to be honest. I think maybe
feel-
Brian has a bigger body.
I'm definitely not the expert in this, but I feel like just watching from the sidelines, the offense itself seems more at ease when Karim is snapping compared to Brian. Like I feel like everyone's a little bit more anxious when it's Brian snapping. Everyone runs their routes crisper. Brian as well. He's just a huge factor. Like makes these great clutch grabs, but the atmosphere in the huddle seems different.
Really? You're in the huddle?
No, that's what I said from the sidelines. I
Oh,
said I'm
okay.
not even the expert. It's just from an onlooker's perspective.
I mean, Karim's been with the team since the beginning,
Exactly.
so
Yeah.
that's probably why. Or
We'll
Brian's
find out,
new.
right? I guess they'll keep Kareem on defense if Brian does play.
Maybe they'll call you in and make a deal.
Maybe. One-time deal.
Probably not.
Be a pass rusher. R&D Legends. R&D won both games. In fact, Legends held a halftime lead against you guys.
They did.
Which you guys spazzed out and you guys blew them out the
Yeah.
first time you played them. I'll start with you, Jim. Is this a simple slaughter for R&D? Yes.
I'm trying to think of
Yes.
a situation where this isn't the case.
But now you're jinxing it, right?
No, not at all.
Okay.
The answer is yes, from your
but,
expression.
Are they going to be playing with 6 players or 5 players?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
I don't think even they know.
Cola didn't tell me.
Honestly, if they can't even confirm or deny whether they're going to have enough players, that's enough for me.
But how
And
many guys
even
did
if this,
qualify?
honestly,
Did Haney?
Haney qualified, Kennedy qualified, Moreau qualified, Pecker,
All the guys that were there for
Rosenblatt
I
qualified.
think this is
Rosenblatt
why I'm
wasn't there,
throwing
that's
them under the bus so hard, because they've been unable to field the team. I understand it's difficult; people bail on you all the time, but you can't be considered as a playoff contender, or even close to that. So even if they had a full roster, it would still probably be a wash. From
Okay,
R&D.
so we look at Sean Kennedy and Jeremy Cole being the top 2 options. Who could be the third option? Because we all know R&D has 18 guys that they can go to at any given moment.
I don't. I mean, I can't really. Who do you think? Who's on the team? That
It's hard. Is it Moreau? Is it
Moreau,
gonna
they
be-
have.
Alex Moore has the playoff experience. Like he's played on different teams. He's played on the Hustlers. Plays outdoors, sweep the legs.
He's
with
good,
Rickman
man. He's
Cherry.
good on
He's a great
defense.
utility player.
Great on
Absolutely.
defense, too.
But I don't know if he's the type of player that Corey Becker is going to take use to his fullest.
If Haney shows up, I mean, he's definitely going to be a target. The big body.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry,
Eagle?
what, you said something?
What was that?
Hard?
Say it in
Sorry,
the mic.
what?
Soft.
Okay.
Ouch.
More likely to happen, Jordan McLaren gained 2 INTs or our boy Marty gained 2 sacks this weekend.
Who's to say that both can happen?
I think one happens. The other does not.
What do you think? Which one
think?
happened?
The sacks.
Wow, thank
Okay.
you.
So
Be
then,
nice.
are you interested in making a chocolate milk bet?
What's the bet?
2-to-1 bet. If both happen, you owe me 2 chocolate milks. If it happens on your end, you get 1.
And how about I bet in this and say if Jordan doesn't show up, I win?
No, it's exactly. it's if
He might be napping.
Well, that's
he's
it.
done that to us
Yeah,
before.
He's a napper.
If any of you guys win a chocolate milk, do I get a chocolate milk?
No.
Did you forget your pens?
We'll talk about it after
Me,
the
me
break.
and Mo are on point today.
We are. How about is it for the Legends to get turnovers in this game. They had 11 INTs during the regular season. Marco Mastrocchio does not throw many, if ever, an INT or two.
Okay, can I just interject?
Yes, go ahead.
They're not going to get
Oh,
interceptions.
whoa.
It's no.
Whoa.
It's going to be very, very difficult. So what I would do instead of game planning around that is game planning around taking as much time as possible on offense, just marching the drive, slowing down the clock as much as possible to keep the ball out of R&D's hands.
Alex
Just
Moreau
take as
picked
long
off
as-
Marco twice, one for an extra point and one on a regular drive. They can. Will they?
I don't know.
I'm really a fan right now of the fact that I'm the one who's really pushing that R&D are going to win this game, and you're the one who's trying to.
Oh, no, I'm just going to say, like, you
bring
can't
it back
count
to
anybody
reality.
out. Anything can happen. Playoffs is a whole new game.
Yes, Eagle.
Hypothetically, Legends show up with 5 players. Do you guys play them to keep yourselves warm, or do you take 2 full weeks off before the finals?
I can
Knowing
see.
my team would take the time off. To be
I
honest,
can
don't
see Matt, having the sideline hat and towel around his neck after the first 10 minutes, game in hand by then.
Listen, I'm not going to pull a GM, and say my team's not going to win this week. I'm just saying you can't count anybody
Okay,
out.
over.
This was like 3 years ago.
You still said that DK was going to lose to D-Boys, and then they did.
over 140 points in the first half for R&D.
First half?
I'm
Yeah.
still failing to see the problem
I think
here.
it's over 40.
You think it's over in the first half?
40.
That's a big number.
I think it's over 40. I really believe it would be over 40 points in the first half for these guys.
Marco, how many TDs in the game? 10?
No, we're going to see defensive interceptions.
Yeah.
Defensive touchdowns.
Did beat Dark
By me?
Stars? No.
No.
Did beat Dark Stars Preds. The Dark Stars beat the Press 41-31, outscoring the Press 22-6 in the second half. Who was feeling the pressure this weekend? Is it Fred Morissette or James Floriani?
Obviously, James complaining, Annie.
It's
Obviously.
It's definitely James. He has a lot to prove in this, and we've seen that there are games where he's thoroughly inconsistent, and games where, like against the Monsters, where he absolutely lights up the field. And he really needs to know which one to channel that night, because otherwise,
If he gets
Fred Morissette's going to pick
if
him
he gets
apart.
to the field all jittery, it's game over right off
Yep.
the bat. Before the game even starts.
Okay, so you're James Floriani. What offense do you employ playing against a very good Dark Star defense, which has held opponents to a combined score of 18 points in the second half the last 3 games?
Look, I've watched some of the Predators games, not just this year, Floriani in general, and where he's rushing the plays deep constantly is where he always loses. If he just sticks to a normal game plan, short routes, long routes, mixes it up.
Especially against the Darksiders D.
Yeah.
Airing it out is that's not a defense you want to air it out against.
No, but you have to pick and choose your air routes. Where he gets nervous if he's down, he tends to launch it deep and try to score right away, and that's where he gets picked or they go for now.
So in that case, if he launches it, who's a more dangerous player? Is it Marc-Andre Lapointe for Darksiders, or is it Jacob Burnett, the Honey Badger, for the Preds?
I'm gonna
So
say,
you're saying like who would win in that matchup situation?
Well, is it more? Yeah, in this matchup, who would be the more dangerous guy? Right?
I don't
now?
know. I like Burnett.
yeah, I like Burnett in that matchup as well.
Who do you like, Mo?
I like Burnett. I like Burnett, but Lapointe's come up with some clutch catches in traffic, in double and triple teams at times here. I think he can come up with a big play for Morissette. But I think Fred Morissette right now looks like the more relaxed.
I don't really
QB.
see Morissette chucking it up into traffic that often, though. Whereas in Floriani,
Not
you
only
would.
that, of the two, as good as Marc-Andre Lapointe is, Jacob Burnett is by far a more consistent receiver.
Yeah, absolutely.
Marc-Andre Lapointe will come up with those big plays. He'll make those big clutch catches in double coverage or traffic, but he'll drop that easy 5-yard hook because he's turned to take the ball upfield before even having the ball in his hands.
Yeah, get it right.
So
Come on, man.
I just think it's necessary to pick Jacob Burnett.
I'm just like ragging on Mo.
I know you are. How important is it for the Preds to create turnovers like they did against Monstars? Because Morissette had 4 INTs during the regular season, and if you get that opportunity, you can't do it. This could hurt them, though.
Look, Morissette's a great quarterback. He's got great weapons to hit. You got to try to be aggressive on that ball, and if you can't create an interception, stop them on 4 downs.
Quarterback coach for Carabay now, freshly
That's correct. Replacing
freshly
Alex
announced.
Nadeau-Pugh
Yep. Offensive coordinator for
for
Lynx.
Grassett.
Yeah.
Andrew
Who is?
Grassett. Who? Alex Nadeau-Pugh became the OC for Andre Gassett.
Oh, yeah.
So
Good
now
for him.
Morissette is the quarterback coach of the Carabin.
Awesome.
Soon enough, you'll be the
Predator-
pass rusher coach for.
Predator. Yeah, okay. Sure.
Never know. Anyway,
I do wear Terrell Suggs on my back.
Well, maybe you can be the media coach.
I could. One turnover will be the difference.
No. God, no.
One turnover, would that be the difference in this game?
No. No. both sides are gonna screw up somewhere.
Yeah.
Speaking of screw-ups, Brocation against 6+R.
Suddenly, everything I've said tonight has been absolved by that one comment.
You actually made a funny.
6+R wins 39-38. In their lone meeting, Fred Vien had 5 TDs, 2 INTs, and Phil Keller 6 TDs, 2 INTs. How important is it for the Brocation defense against a very fast, high-scoring offense like 6+R against 6+R to make a play or two and really minimize their damage that they can do?
Honestly, I think their defense isn't good enough to do anything against 6+R. They're just going to have to go score for score.
Yeah.
But does it fall on, like, say, Alex Santola, the pass rusher for Brocation, to make some impact in this match?
Well, he's got to. I mean, Vien runs around a bit. Not too much. He's no Phil Cutler running around.
I think it all depends because Alec comes in as a rusher, hands up. Like, it doesn't, like, even from the line of scrimmage, like, he really tries to block the passing lane at the same time. And that helps because there are a lot of times where Fred Vien's first read is his brother on that quick little slant.
Our times, it's like 90% of the time his first read is there.
There you go. So,
No, it's a great idea to come up with your hands up, but you need to come in fast. You can't be. You got to do it like David Cesare does. He comes up with one hand, sack on the other hand.
So who's more vital in this game? Is your boy Kolobovsky or Dean Dimitriou this weekend?
I think Lebowski will be used more than Dimitriou.
Yeah, I mean, 6+R have too many weapons for him just to be concentrating on Dean. They got Blanchard. They got all those guys there. So, sorry.
Anthony Garay.
Well, you know, that's the biggest one. That's the big matchup that's going to change the game.
Yep.
Does 6+R's defense get aggressive with the Brocation offense? Because you look at Phil Cutler's success, he's averaged about 18 to 22 completions and victories. So does that mean they need to get aggressive and get physical at times to make sure they get off their routes?
Well, look, they need to trust their rusher. He's the two-way player of the year with 19 sacks. He's going to eat Phil Cutler up for dinner.
And
You have to
that
trust
enables you when you know that your rusher has that kind of ability. You can play man, you can jump routes, you can interrupt routes because you know that even if the defender, like if the defender takes a risk, the rusher's still there with that pressure.
I'll say it to the end because I'm a rusher, but any good defense is led by a good rusher. If you have a rusher like Mo who's going to miss flags or not get there fast enough, your defense isn't going to do that well. You can only cover guys for so long.
Carrie, I got 2 D1 rings in my ear.
I'm sorry. Okay. Jesus, Patrick Roy.
Sorry, what? I didn't hear that.
I didn't know you beat your wife.
It's funny that Eagle, your best buddy over there, nodded his head when I said that.
No, he's like a bird. He's nodding his head like a General Bird.
No, he agreed.
No. He wasn't agreeing.
GM?
He's nodding his
No,
head.
but honestly, you can't.
Judgy?
Without a good rusher, you can take away the first read, and then afterwards the rusher has to get him. If he doesn't get him, then you're dead.
All right.
About 4 seconds tops.
Jonathan Lewis, our very own Jonathan Lewis, scorekeeper extraordinaire, and of course a part of the FPF family.
The man.
I mean, I think he's been underutilized by Brocation, but we saw in the win over Wolverines, he had a big pick, a couple of big plays on offense here. You think he can be a guy that can have a big coming out party this weekend?
Yeah, but see, the problem is the games I have watched of Brocation, I feel like when he does go to John, if John drops it, he doesn't go back to him right away, and he keeps him, gets his head out of the game. Whereas if you drop a pass or two, you still got to go to him.
Right.
So I don't know. Yes, you could,
Okay.
to answer your question.
Picks of the week. Time for the picks of the week.
I already answered.
I know you did. It's GM and I now. First game on the docket, Darksiders Preds. 4.5 points for the Darksiders.
Who did these spreads, by the way?
Lake Tahoe did the spreads this
Okay,
week.
gotcha.
Yeah, I'm tempted to agree. I'm going to take the Darksiders on the points.
Yeah. And your turn to disagree.
Darksiders plus the points.
Damn it.
Brocation's 6+R. 8.5 points for 6+R. Kirak?
I'm going to take the points, Eagle. Taking the points. And Brocation are going to keep it close, maybe even win.
Oh, wow.
Stop it. Don't shake your head at me.
Disagree.
Come on, Phil. Cutler.
I'm taking the points, but
Let's go,
6+R will win. You can't make the pick. We can.
Yes, I can
You
make the
can.
pick.
No, you can't.
What's the spread?
R&D Legends 12.5 points.
Yeah. Taking everything.
Eagle.
30-0's over 12.5, right?
Wow. Nice.
GM. Okay, I know what his answer is. All right, we all know what the answer is. Okay, Finest Glass 10.5 points.
For finest?
Yeah.
No. No. Taking the points again. It's not happening. Are you taking it?
I spent myself. I was convincing myself the whole podcast that the Glads would, if there was a team, the Glads would be the one to upset the Finest. But I'm going to take the Finest.
So
with
wait,
the points
10.5 if Karim's snapping, less than 10.5 if Brian's
I like
snapping?
that. I agree. I like that a lot.
All right.
Give me the Finest plus points. What?
Now
did you
you're on
learn?
their jock. Now. You ragged on them all season all of a
I
sudden.
picked them to play you guys in the finals and picked you guys to win. Did I not?
Yeah, but we'll see next week.
I knew you guys would win. I knew you guys would win. I knew it. I knew it.
He's holding the trophy with
Team photo. Rock gives me the trophy.
Wait, does that mean Mo gets included in the championship photo?
He's going to get a t-shirt no matter what anyway.
He always gets the T-shirt.
Always, man, because all I do is win, win, win. What did you learn on today's episode?
I learned that you call a bunch of people screw-ups.
I did. Eagle?
I learned that next week is going to be even more chaotic than this week when we have the road show
Which I'll
hosted from
promote.
the Sportira cage, where if it's in the cage, you're in the game.
Wow. I learned that Eagle has to do your plugs because you are the worst.
No.
You didn't say the cage thing today. You
No,
didn't even say the
because-
road show is coming. You didn't say next week is
I was
the
gonna
press
promote it
conference.
right now.
You didn't even acknowledge GM's lovely sweater pullover, vest, jacket.
/ gold.
It's over now.
Plated
Okay,
watch.
A reminder, next Thursday is the press
I didn't know
conference.
if you meant my watch or my girl.
There.
Next
Eagle.
Thursday, the press conference.
You
here.
switch with Mo next week.
All right, the finalists for Div A and B will be here in lovely Sportier Occasion in Anjou.
You're making everybody come down, Ju.
Matt and I will conduct the interviews, and we'll have fun with it.
I'm going to be in it.
Oh,
Do I have to interview my own teams?
maybe. I'll interview the Division A. You interview Division B.
No. I'll do.
yes.
I'll do.
Oh, yes.
Okay, fine.
Good morning, South Korea.